Today I'm going to show you how to make a paper piping bag, how to melt some chocolate, and how to pipe some simple chocolate decorations. Hi, I'm Taryn. Welcome to my kitchen studio. This is where I like to have fun with food and show others simple cooking tips and tricks. If you find this video helpful, you can help me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make a paper piping bag from baking paper. Absolutely essential to know how to do this if you want to pipe with chocolate. And these little bags come in handy for lots of other things in the kitchen. I'm also going to show you how to melt chocolate, fill a piping bag, and pipe out some very simple chocolate decorations. First we'll get our baking paper. I'm going to fold a piece. See the description below for the measurements. I'm going to give it a really good crease with my thumb and cut it off here. Then I'm going to fold this rectangle in the diagonal. This is going to give us enough for 2 paper piping bags. Again, I'll just give it a good crease. So I'm going to put the right angle of the paper pointing to me. I'm going with the natural curl of the paper. And then I'm going to take the short edge, not the long edge, and just curl it round so that the point lines up roughly with this point. I'll take the other side and roll that round so that I have 3 points roughly lined up together. Then by carefully pulling the back piece, I'm going to close the point of my paper piping bag. This is really important so that when you put the chocolate in the top, it doesn't come running out. So making sure that's nice and tight. Then I'm going to fold in the excess to secure the piping bag together. And just to make extra sure it's not going to unfold on me, I'm going to fold another tiny little bit in at the top here. And there's our paper piping bag. I'm going to be melting some chocolate chippies. It's got cocoa powder and oil. It is an inferior chocolate, but it is much easier to work with, and it doesn't really matter for this sort of thing. If you want to use a better quality chocolate, like this one I've got here, this is a couverture chocolate, so it's got cocoa butter in it. And if it's got cocoa butter, it needs to be tempered. But I won't be covering tempering in this video. Let me know in the comments below if tempering is something that you are interested in. Now we're ready to melt our chocolate. I like doing this in a cup with a handle. It just gives me something to hold on to, especially when it gets warm in the microwave. You can melt chocolate with a double boiler, where you have your pot, a little bit of water and another bowl on top, not touching the water, and you can just bring that to a slow simmer and that will melt your chocolate. I like to use the microwave, it's much quicker and easier. I put the chocolate in a medium heat for 20-second bursts. I'm going to show you what this looks like every 20 seconds. This is after the first 20 seconds. Nothing much has really started happening yet. I'm going to put it in for another 20 seconds. Here it is after another 20 seconds. Starting to melt in there. And do make sure you give it a stir to see what is going on at the bottom between each burst in the microwave. We'll put it in for another 20 seconds. And here it is after 1 minute. Just going to give it a stir. This is where it's tempting to put it back in again, but often the heat in the melted chocolate will melt those little lumpy bits just by stirring it. And other times it might need just another 10 seconds. Every microwave's different, so make sure you get to know yours. And there it is, ready to use. Nice and smooth. So I'm going to put that into our paper piping bag now. I'm going to push it flat here on my fold. It's just where it makes it the strongest. And I'm going to fold in the edge, and the other edge, and fold the top over once and twice to secure it. Just going to cut a little hole at the tip of the piping bag. Give it a little squirt to see that it's coming out. Sometimes the chocolate starts to set in the end, and then you can just give it another microwave for 10 seconds, or sometimes there's just a little hard piece right in the edge there and you can just push it out. Just check that it's coming out and it's ready to use. I'm going to show you just a few very simple pipe outs. The first one is just a wee scribble. Just do some little circly things. And that looks really great put on top of a cupcake or into the cream on a dessert. The next one is a slightly more elegant one with triangles, starting with a big one and going smaller and higher. And if you want to make it more decorative, we can go like this. Every time I come back to the bottom, it's making a nice solid piece to push into something. With chocolate, it's really important that you keep touching back in places. This makes it nice and strong when you pick it up. If you just did a little scribble like this, that would break when we picked it up. There's nothing keeping it together. But if we do it the other way as well, it's going to make it much stronger when we come to lifting it up. If I've got lots of chocolate left in a piping bag, I often just scribble it out on a big piece of baking paper. Then you can break it off into shards to stick into something as well. Once these are done, I'll get some cupcakes and show you how these can be used. Now that these are dry, I can slide my finger in underneath and that'll lift it off the baking paper really easily, and I can put them on my finished cupcakes. I can either lay them on or stick them in. So there's our finished cupcakes with some very simple chocolate decorations. If you found this video helpful, you can help me by liking this video and subscribing to my channel. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to learn some other chocolate pipe outs.